we go. Introduction, please, Maestro.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raisins in hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, we're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun, yeah.
Thank you, Kenny Fuller of the Luca Mariano Old Americana Band for doing our theme song.
And from the Spirit of French Lick for helping to make our podcast possible.
Yes, Alan Bishop there doing some great things. Make sure you check out his podcast. If you have ghosts, you have everything. I'm Tiny.
I'm Whiskey.
And we are members of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And this is Whiskey and Tiny's rapid tasting of Brekenridge Whiskey.
Yep.
This is Alan Bishop, head alchemist at Spirits of French Lick. Be on the lookout for our brand new bottled and bond Solomon Scott rye whiskey. Made from a mash composed of 65% rye, 35% corn, and 5% victory malt. This 5-year-old 100 proof rye whiskey is a throwback to early 1800s style rye whiskeys of the Ohio Valley. Named after the legendary Daisy Spring Mill Distillery owner turned moonshiner Solomon Scott of Paoli, Indiana. Remember, drink responsibly and never drink and drive.
Yep.
It's just you got the info on this.
So was out in Colorado, went to Brekenridge, had a great time with my new friend Sam. Sam, thank you. And I got to try the whole lineup, everything that they make, which is quite extensive, to be honest with you. I was surprised. This is kind of an interesting product.
To do that at a couple places.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we I think right now in the Whiskey Expressions they have 11 bottles available. So
it's big. I mean,
and for those of you that have not been to Brekenridge Distillery, freaking beautiful. It's on Airport Road, right just outside of Brekenridge, Colorado, which is, by the way, a beautiful spot. One of our favorite spots in the world. This Brekenridge is double barreled, so this is their double oaked product. So typically Brekenridge ages their product for 3 years. This one they put into after 3 years they flush it into a brand new barrel and they age it for an additional 12 months, which my understanding is that's a little longer than what Woodford puts in their second barrel. So,
well, when you double oak, the master distiller, even like what they do when they double oak oceans, they send it out on the ocean. I mean, they sent it out one time for way too long. Came back way too dark, way too oaky. I mean, you as the master distiller, you're in control of what it's going to taste like,
absolutely.
And every barrel's different. So, when you're making the thing, so definitely.
I tried this product, really liked it, thought it was good enough that we should bring it back here for you guys, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys at base, as well as Tiny. So I was pretty happy with this. So let's hope this bottle was as good as the one we tasted.
Well, let's get going. Our rating system is based off of 100 points, 25 for nose, 25 for taste, 25 for body, and 25 for finish. In our Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glen Cairns, what was the proof on this again?
That's this one I think is 90. 92.
Yeah. This one is pretty thin for a 92 on it's a lot even thinner than what we did before.
Yeah.
A little bit thinner. And it sticks like the two of them are sticking similar. once again, Colorado bourbons, they're acting the same way because they're in that climate and they're going to be similar. That's what happens.
Fun fact. So I was talking with some of the master distillers that are out in Colorado, as well as some of our friends down in Kentucky. And down in Kentucky, they lose about 3 parts water for every 1 part ethanol. Out in Colorado, they lose about a 1-to-1 ratio. So if it goes in the barrel at 125, it comes out of the barrel at 125. It's a really interesting phenomenon, and I think it has a lot to do with the altitude, because most of these are being aged in the barrel above 5,000 feet.
But it also comes down to how much it's going in and out of that barrel, picking up those different flavors. And once it's in the barrel, so you're looking at hot times. So you just imagine that Kentucky barrel, it comes in and it starts evaporating that moisture that got in the wood. When in Colorado, it doesn't even come close to going as deep. It sits more time on surface of the outside of the char. It's more on the char, not so deep into the wood. So it doesn't, the wood
I think the moisture. People in Colorado would dispute that.
They can dispute it all they want. I understand science.
Yeah, but
cold and hot. It's just that simple.
But they have as many cycles as Kentucky does.
It doesn't matter whether they have a cycle. They don't get 90 degrees on 115 days.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But that's what's sucking the water out of Kentucky's. It's sucking the moisture out. Okay, now and in Colorado, it's a 1-to-1 ratio because you just don't get all those 90 degrees. Those days where it
so
really.
You're saying you're the Kentucky of this podcast,
sucking the moisture right out of it.
You're just bringing the suck.
All right. Anyways. All right. Now this one smells a little earthy.
Yeah, there's definitely for me.
I don't like this nose.
There's a lot of oak and a little bit of leather in there.
Now, from a standpoint of money,
yeah,
fuck yeah, Colorado's keeping more of their bourbon. It's going down 1-1, and those barrels are fuller. For the money, you're hanging on to your product.
Well, and here's the other thing too is again, a lot of Colorado bourbons are bottled at either 80 or 90 proof. Because number one, that's the way Colorado people enjoy their bourbon.
So in Kentucky,
but the other thing is, from a cash flow perspective, when you're operating a distillery, if you can bottle it down to 90 proof, you get more product because you're adding more water to the barrel.
Sweeter than normal of what Brekenridge, but it has that Brekenridge. The way I describe it is it's like water with too much iron. For me, I'm not against anybody. Wow. I know a lot of people, but I pick up that oak and then it just got that thing in my mouth, that mouthfeel where it gets like it just has a certain mouthfeel that I've had with Brekenridge before. I have a bottle of Brekenridge. It's one of the first.
I'm going to put it in the glass. Right here. Watch. Glass, bottle.
Right on. Yeah.
Look at that.
But it picks up a sweetness that the normal Brekenridge that I've had in the past. Yeah. And so again, it's picking up the honey sugar. Like the bees are pollinating it with honey.
With the barrels.
Yeah, they're just making the bees are actually making beehives in the barrels because they have to sit so long. They just do that and all the honey drips in. Just kidding, folks.
Yeah, that's not what happens.
All right.
See, I like this for a double oaked. There's just a little bit of spiciness on the front. Yeah, that finish, I get a lot more maple. A lot of maple.
I pick up the oak and I pick up the honey and I pick up the mouthfeel. All right, so let's go. We got to go. Nose. That's the thing I don't like the most.
15.
I'm going to go 10. Only because I pick up that rye spice that I don't like. On the nose. Not in the taste at all. So if I was going to drink this, and I would drink this, okay? Yeah. I'm not saying I won't. It's not unlikable. I definitely ain't smelling it.
There's a lot of things that you eat that you wouldn't want to smell.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Malort. There you go. All right, so you said a what?
A 15.
And I gave it a 10. All right, so Let's go body. I think the body it's lighter than the
It's
Laws.
lighter.
It is. The body is probably sitting at a 12.
Yeah, I think it's a 12 as well.
So we're at 20.
It's really pleasant on the palate, but do I get that full mouthfeel? I don't. I do like this palate.
I do too. I will give this an 18 for taste.
I'm going to give it a.
I would drink it.
I'm going to give this an 18 as well. You know what I really wish? This was like 10 points higher. If it was 102 proof instead of 92.
I think they probably have a barrel strength version of it, right?
They do not. They have
Once again,
very few barrel strengths at Brekenridge.
Know why you don't have barrel strengths?
Because it costs more money.
Ha, Allah. And what do people want? Barrel strengths. And
No, not in Colorado, man. I talked to a bunch of people at these distilleries in the tasting rooms. And everybody's like, oh,
you know why?
That Weller Antique 107, that's too hot.
Well, you know why?
And I'm like, 107's too hot.
No,
you
why?
should try the Augusta.
Because weren't they the first state to legalize recreational marijuana? I think they were.
They were.
That totally explains what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that kind of earthy taste.
No, but they
hey, you might be onto something. Maybe we should create a bourbon.
There actually is a
Colorado.
bourbon that
It's
is
got some
there's
THC and
there's
some
there's
CBD
marijuana distilled bourbon and shit going on somewhere in California. All right. So the finish.
What's up, Mr. Is it Finnerly?
Yeah. He
Finnerty.
he is one of our Scotchy Bourbon Boys Crystal GC Club members.
Nice.
He was in last night and actually got in and got a barrel pick too. So thanks, man. All right, so I'm gonna give this finish. I think the finish is the strongest point. So if I give
it a 20,
I'm gonna give it a 19. I don't think it gets into 20. Nothing about this gets into 20.
Well, you know, it again. This is like you took 105 and dropped some water in it, or you let your ice cube sit in it just a little bit too long. But what is that? 30, 50?
I know what you want. I'm
65.
not. You can't go by what you want. You have to actually go by the reality of the bourbon that we are tasting for everybody.
But this is this is drinkable.
Oh, what? Yeah, no. I would say more drinkable than their main product. This is I would enjoy this.
Yeah, and the other thing I think is this is a great entry bourbon for those people that are looking for something a little sweet, a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple. Maybe just a little bit of toe in the oaky side, but isn't gonna like burn.
Yeah, but
down.
that's the part. I think this is a advanced beginner. This is once you've already started drinking. If you want to get something a little bit more than a Basil Hayden or whatever, or you're reaching out to Kentucky. This would be okay. This would be a good representative of whether you want to go to Colorado or not.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people do. You know, there's Texas, there's Colorado, there's Wisconsin. I mean, they all are aging in different things.
Hell, there's even Nevada where they put it in the desert. I mean, what the hell?
I'm not even going to try and say that word.
Desert?
No. It's for what they call the areas, what they call that taste. That's whatever area. You know, if it's in Scotland, they have different. It's like terroir. Yeah, it's terroir. That's what it is. It's the terroir. I'm pretty sure that's it. I could be wrong.
I actually think you just made that shit up.
No, I didn't. It's really I mean, that's a big thing. They do a lot of tests in Scotland. But anyways, all right. So I gave this. What did you give it for its finish?
I gave it a 20. I like the flavor.
Okay, 19, 18, 37, 10, 47, and a 12. 59.
This is so rapid, I might have lost my score. It was 12, 18, 30, 50, and 15 to 65.
And I went 57. 57, 65. There you go, folks. This has been Whiskey and Tiny Rapid Tasting of Brekenridge Whiskey, a double oaked product. We're the double barreled product. And
like my shotgun.
We're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Check us out, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all cool things like this Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glencairn. Make sure if you like what you're seeing on this Rapid Tasting, check us out on our YouTube channel for more in-depth coverage of whiskey, and then also all the major podcast formats. So thanks a lot. All right.
Awesome. Peace. Rock.
We're out.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
Hey, Scotchy Bourbon Boys fans, this is Alan Bishop, Indiana's alchemist of the Black Forest. So I'm tuning in here today to tell you all about the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute channel on YouTube. If you're at all interested in the art of distilling, whether it be home distilling or professional distilling, and the intense geekery that goes into that process, then check out the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube. I promise you're going to learn something you didn't know before about the arts.